up. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's make this a very memorable video. Remember that if you are watching me by way of TikTok, we on the YouTube page too. You can go to the YouTube page, We Ride for a Cure, on YouTube and join in there. I will also ask, please subscribe to the YouTube channel because I am putting it together now that I'm getting a little bit more savvy on here, where we're going to be putting up a Patreon page. So a lot of the information will be on that page and you will have to subscribe. There'll be a monthly fee, but it will be worth the investment. And therefore, I will know that you're serious about your health and getting yourselves together. To those of you who become a part of the family, you will have discounts on the products that I have, including consultations, the Power Water, and the Ammo Pack supplements. And when I get everything together the way that I want to, you are going to be in for a treat. Thank you all for tuning in. So I'm going to try to get this going without any interruptions. Okay? First off, I appreciate you guys tuning in. My goal tonight, if I can get 50 people to hang in there with me, if you have any questions that you would like to ask me, by all means, ask your questions. I'm actually working on a graphic for a motorcycle club out here, and I'm redoing their graphics and stuff. So I had a little time off. I've just made my dinner. I got a pizza that I just put together with some lion's mane mushrooms, and I call it temporary chicken. I had temporary chicken sausage that I played on there, add my seasonings, and I got my vegan cheese, I got my mushrooms, I got my other mushrooms, I got my bell pepper and my onions and my little seasonings, and I even use my ammo pack powders and I put it in my mix when I cook my meat substitutes or my meats, and I got my nutrition. So this is the benefits of being a part of this society. Okay, so let's start off with the title of this video: the parasitic succubus energy and the traits that people have that you may not know. I'm going to start by talking about, when I say succubus parasitical energy, this is how a parasite exists and lives in your body. If you all can take a couple of minutes, go get a piece of paper, a pen. I want to make sure that I don't miss anybody. So if you all are ready to take down these notes, I'm going to give you all 2 minutes before I start talking about it. So come on in, come on in, come on in. And thanks for tuning in. Succubus parasitical energy. A parasite. How many of you all already know what a parasite is? If you're on, give me a thumbs up. That way I can get you up to par. How many of you all actually know what a parasite is? If you know what a parasite is, give me a thumbs up. That way I don't have to go too far into it. Do you know that some of us who have taken the jibber jabber, they're now look at the Jackie, thank you. They are now recognizing that unfortunately some people who were unalived, when they do their blood work and they start, as you know, when you go to when they have a person, a mortician, they take things out of the body and they do tests, right? They have to drain the blood out of the body. I have a cousin that deals with mortuary stuff, and I was a priest. When we did funerary jobs, we had to make sure that things were prepped properly. They are beginning to see parasite-like substances coming out of the body. Okay? And now they are beginning to realize that anyone that did the jabby jabby, right? They're now beginning to realize Tune back in. Hold on. Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. Oh, great. I lost my people. Hold on. I lost my people. Okay. All right. Are we back on? We back on? We back on? 2, 1. Sorry about that. I actually hit the wrong button. Stay with me. So, they are beginning to realize, wait a minute, before I go any further, what am I talking about? I want to see if you all paying attention. What am I talking about before I go any further? I want to see some messages. What am I talking about right now before I go any further? If you're paying attention to what I'm saying, what am I talking about? Because I don't want to lose anybody. Okay? So I want to make sure. Hey, please, you guys, I just got a message from TikTok. Please be very careful of what you type onto this page because they filter your statement if it's disrespectful. All right. So, yeah, please be very careful in what you write on here. They are very sensitive to certain statements that people put on here now. So if you got to sit up here and use a 4-letter word, don't type the entire word. Just put it in acronyms or whatever. Because I know some of you all, you're not cussing me out, but I know where you all are going with that. So they just told me that they had to make some blockages on a couple of comments. So be very cautious of what you're saying. They become very case sensitive. So before I start speaking, please be very sensitive and cautious of what you're typing because they are really on that right now. Okay, Jackie, thank you so much for that statement. I saw your statement and they actually cautioned your statement. So be very careful what you say on here. So I'm gonna go back to my statement. They are seeing now that those who took the jabby, who have been unalive, when they do their autopsies, they're beginning to see that there are some things that look like parasites in the bloodstream, which are causing blood clottages from the jabby. Yes, the jabby. Willy-nilly. Do you know what the jabby is? Yes or no? Let me know and I'll go a little bit further into it. I'm being very cautious of what I'm saying here. Okay? So, okay. Willy-nilly, you don't know what the jabby is? The jabby. You get it now? You got it now? All right. Jackie, my stepbrother started suffering from BC after the jabby. All right. This is the reason why I created the water that I give to my clients who actually went through that. Because what they were not explaining to people who went to Mr. Jabby was that before you visited the jabby, you were supposed to clean your body out completely for a month because the juice in the jabby is foreign to your body, and your body has to find a way to deal with this new substance that was only supposed to be in your body for 14 days, and then after 21 days, it was supposed to be gone. What ended up occurring was that people were using something that did not have the clinical trials enough to verify that this was okay to use. They got people caught up in the fear factor of if you don't do this, you can lose your job, which was illegal. You could get sick and you could possibly be unalived. And this caused a huge fear factor. Whereas anyone in the scientific community that actually understands the purpose of your body functioning is to create enough inside of it with the right things to fight off the things that are causing these problems. You cannot fix a foreign substance with another foreign substance in a substance that is natural. So now you're putting something in you that isn't even in your DNA code to fight something that naturally exists off of a parasitic reaction. I'm being very cautious about what I'm saying here, but if you understand where I'm going with this, give me a thumbs up. I don't want to lose anybody. And so now you're putting something in you. You don't know your blood type. You don't know your etymology of your blood type. You don't even eat the proper substances for your blood type to actually function at 1000%. And then you just put an entity in you by way of Mr. Jabby Jabby. And now you have a foreign entity, and the body is now trying to figure out what is this. Now your body has gone into a temporary shock because things that are building in there, aka proteins, that were not built by you, are now combating a protein-based substance called COVID, which is a protein. Did you know that? Which all viruses are proteins. Did you know that? And what did they put into the bodies? A protein that was SPIKED. Am I wrong? Ain't that what they gave you? Isn't that what they gave you? Are y'all listening to what I'm saying here? Because I got to be very cautious. If you got that so far, give me a thumbs up. It'll say, yes, I understand now. You got it. Because I don't want to just be talking. I want to make sure y'all got that. Thank you all for the likes. Shout out to Gate. Thank you for the Jackie. Is that you give me all them likes? Thank you. So the virus is a product of a protein. I'm going to say this again. This virus is a protein, like all virus, are. And then they give you a spiked version of a protein to counteract a protein that's a virus. And so you have two proteins going back and forth, a foreign protein and another protein that is airborne. And now you're having issues with your lungs that is filled with mucus and inflammation because you are eating foods that create mucus because you're not eating foods that match your blood type. Are you all understanding this? So now you have Voodoo Wild Child, gratitude. Thank you for tuning in. So now you have a conflict where your body is actually trying to fight off this virus. And now you just put another protein-based entity in your body. You don't need no more proteins. And then the proteins that you got when you find out what was in the proteins that they just created to combat this thing that is surviving off of the mucus and inflammation that's in not only in your bloodstream, but in your lungs, in your esophagus, and anywhere that it can sit up here and quickly create another version of itself. Because just like cancer cells, it only has a certain amount of time to recreate itself before it unalives itself. Are you all getting this? Are you all getting this? So, instead of putting your body through a temporary shock of something that isn't supposed to be in there, like the mucus that you're getting from the foods that have pesticides and preservatives that you don't know how they made it, how about give your body a 14 to 21 day detox, no meat, no starch, because it eats off of the starch, no milk, no dairy. I'm looking at an invite. I don't know if this is Rusia de Turk. I don't know if you even did this on purpose or not. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. So now now you're eating stuff that actually works with your body. After 72 hours, the body has what it needs for the immune system to kick in and be like, get this out of here, get this out of here, get this out of here. And now the more that you apply this, the better your breathing is, because you don't have all that stuff in your system, because your lungs naturally gets the stuff out, right? Things like garlic, things like onions, things like green peppers, things like red peppers, yellow peppers, things like cayenne pepper, things like citrus fruits, which actually attacks mucus, things like pineapples and beet juice. And then add on to that beautiful family by creating a sanitary spray from natural substances like citrus fruits and citrus oils that actually attacks these VIRUSs naturally. Remember how your grandmama used to sit up here and take some bushes and boil them and make mop water? Take fresh pine and create a sanitary spray? You all remember that? Or maybe just because I don't look like I'm 52 years old, but I'm a 70s baby. Do y'all remember how important it was to clean your house twice a week? You had your laundry day, you had your dishes day, you had to clean the countertops and the ceiling. That's where all the viruses are in your ceiling. You know that, right? And that you all had to do this all day. And then mama or grandma make that big old dinner, and everybody come at the table and actually eat, because everything was cleaned by everybody. We work together, we eat together, we pray together. Do y'all remember these things? But these people who don't even know you are telling you you need to go see Mr. Jabba Jabby so that you can stay alive. And they don't even know you. They don't even know you. So now you have these people so engulfed in making you feel bad because you didn't go see Mr. Jabby Jabby. And now they have heart conditions because they got blood clots. And our women are having issues with menstrual cycles not going off. You have babies that actually there are babies that actually had a cycle. Babies. You have children that couldn't see. You have people that actually had issues. And when they took Mr. Jabby Jabby, they were showing you images of they can't see. Their eyes were swollen. They had all these different things. But nobody said during this time, get you some vitamin C. Clean your nostrils every day. Clean your house. Do a steam bath. Open up your pores. Eat foods that eliminate mucus. How about some more fruits and vegetables? How about some salads? How about eating an apple? How about juicing? How about giving your body a break from all of these chemicals that are in these foods? How about fasting? How about working out and sweating? No one is saying this. Everyone is saying, go see Mr. Jabby Jabby, buy a whole bunch of spray, disinfectant, and some alcohol, and a whole bunch of toilet tissue. Y'all remember that? But nobody is sitting up here saying, first and foremost, how about you guys actually eat real food? How about you get up and clean your dang houses for a living, for a change? Nobody thought about that. Nobody thought about these viruses are airborne. So how about clean your air? I'll wait. Give me a second. Let me check this food. Give me 1 minute. All right, so I'm back. All right, so did anybody catch that? Did anybody catch that? So, as I said in the very beginning of this video, I was talking about parasitic succubus energies. Okay, so I want to talk about parasites and how to remove parasites during this. If you all are interested in learning more about parasitic removal, get a pad and pen, give me a thumbs up. I'm going to teach on that. I'm going to stay on a little bit longer because I'm going over some files. And mind you, if you're on TikTok, the reason why I'm on TikTok as long as I am, because I only said I was going to do 10 minutes long, is because I'm doing some new stuff on this phone with the new audio. So I got a little volume thing to make sure everything is together because I got a little video program on here. So I'm learning about this program stuff. Anybody that knows anything about websites, please inbox me. Anybody that deals with management or any type of business when it deals with network marketing, I really need help with my brand, and I'm very interested in listening to anybody that is in that field. That also includes, please have a portfolio, have a resume. I want to see that you're actually for real about your business. Okay? All right. So let me also say that if you are one who is into health, the We Ride Biker for Life Association and the We Ride for a Cure family are looking for cooks, people who are in the herbology society or community that cook delicious vegan meals or healthy meals. I want to hear from you. I want to know who you are because on my upcoming episodes on my show, I want to have you put some very good meals together and I will endorse you. If you have a team, if you are a chef, if you are a vegan cook, if you are someone that is dealing with health, if you are someone that is helping people stay healthy, I want you to be a part of my team. I want to have live conversations with you, whether it is on here or on my YouTube page. I want people to be able to reach out to you because this society needs to get larger. Okay? So I want to hear from you. All right? If people are doing CMOS, they have their own stuff. I want to hear from you all. We all need to come together and work on this information. Okay, so let's talk about parasites. When the parasite gets into your body, just like a cancer cell, its only job is to continue creating itself over and over and over again. It creates a colony within a certain area in your body, particularly areas that have leftover residue from the food that you have eaten. If it has not been digested after a certain period of time, particularly beef and pork, and other wasteful foods. Not saying beef and pork particularly. I don't eat pork. I don't suggest anybody eat it. I'll do a whole video on that and why you shouldn't be eating it in the first place. However, if you from down south, you know who you are. Y'all love that pork. All right. So I ain't gonna get into that conversation. However, we do know scientifically that this particular food source creates a lot of problems in the human body. Also, if you are of this hue, that is not a food source that was originally designed for you to eat. That's why if it was designed for you to eat, you would not suffer from gout, headaches, skin problems, diabetes, colon cancer, heart cancer, high cholesterol. Anything that was designed for your body will not have that going on in your body. Let me repeat that. Anything that is for you to eat should not have side effects after you've eaten it. That means that if you eat a particular food, your body is supposed to receive it, absorb it, and within 45 minutes to an hour, whatever is the residue, it's supposed to come out of your body. Okay? So if you're eating beef, you should have something to coincide with the beef. Some type of green vegetable or fruit so that your body can break down the meat when it goes to the stomach area and that the proteins from the meat can be absorbed properly. You should not have the itis. You should not be tired after eating a steak. That's because that was not for you. You're not supposed to be eating a doggone 1 pound steak in its entirety. You're only supposed to eat as much as your fist. So if you're 6 foot tall to 7 foot tall, however big your fist is, that's the size of your stomach. Right up in this area, and stay with me, I'm going to get to my point. Right up in here, this is as much meat that you're supposed to consume. The other part should be vegetables. You should have three vegetables for every piece of meat that you eat. Do you understand? Because it gives your stomach an opportunity to break down the food sources so that it can quickly be removed from your body. When it sits in your body too long, it begins to what we call fermentate. The same way that they take grapes and they turn it into wine through fermentation. Do you all understand that? So when the meat is sitting in your body, if you know what meat smells like when you sit it out all night or for 2 days and you don't throw it in the garbage, what happens? It starts to what? Stink. It begins to what? Rot. Well, this is what's going on with the remaining food that is not been digested in your body. And what does that what happens when you have residue garbage in your body? Your body pushes it out and it goes through the rectorial area, and you know what happens after that. So if it comes out of your rectorial area stinking, imagine what it smells like in your body. And guess who recognized that beautiful, nasty, stinky smell? If you've ever seen a dead carcass out in the street, a dead cat, a raccoon, or a dog, guess who smells the stench? The flies. And what do the flies do when they see this beautiful dead carcass out in the street? Somebody answer this question for me. What happens when a fly smells the stench from a dead carcass? What happens? Again, what happens when a dead carcass is sitting out in the street or in the woods or whatever, and the flies smell it? What do they do? Anybody? Because this is what's going on inside your body when you're eating meat. Guess who's recognizing that beautiful stench that's inside of you? Those things we call parasites. And what do flies do when they see a full carcass of a dead something? They lay eggs. And what does those eggs turn into? Maggots. the same thing that is going on in your body when you eat dead substances and you don't clean out your body. It creates a festival of parasites that sit in your body. And guess what those parasites are doing? Just like those maggots, they're eating all of the dead leftover particles in your body. And guess what's the next thing that they do? They breed. And so now they're laying eggs in this area, and all of this carcass, it's a feeding frenzy. And this is why you have gas. This is why you have the stomach ruptures, rubbly. And you've eaten all this food, but you don't have any nutrition from the food because guess what? Those beautiful parasites are now taking all of the nutrition that you were supposed to get, that your body was naturally supposed to take and give to you. Now they're eating it. And now they're not only eating it, but now they're possessing you and your hunger. So now you see that beautiful candy bar and you want that candy bar. But you don't want the candy bar. They want the candy bar because of the sugar. And now they're possessing you want that candy bar, you want them hamburgers, you want all that junk food. You don't want the junk food, they want the junk food because now they possess your body. And they're so good at it that parasites actually can affect your nervous system because they were designed to take over anything that it encounters. That is what happened to people when they got Mr. Jabby Jabby. And when Mr. Jabby Jabby was applied to you, you've actually allowed parasitical entities to enter into your body, for which they say it's supposed to help you prevent having an issue. How many people got Mr. Jabby Jabby and still called Mr. Covey Covey? So it didn't work. How many of you all saw people get into arguments and literally judging people for not taking Mr. Jabby Jabby? I had a conversation with a man on YouTube live about my disagreement about it. I don't dis and he I said I was a student of Dr. Sebi and he was too. And people had their thing about Dr. Sebi, but I'm like, y'all would have never said that to him when he was alive. All that crap y'all talking. Y'all wouldn't have, and because of him, it made you all get more involved into getting your health together. So please stop talking about that beautiful man because that man did something that you all haven't done yet, and that's open the doors for people to take better health better tactics in their health. And you guys are sitting up here talking about them the same way Yada's talking about Kevin Samuels, but that's another conversation. You don't talk on anybody that's no longer here to actually defend themselves to make you look good. How many people know people that took the Mr. Jabby Jabby and is no longer here? I know 5 of them. I have relatives now that are dealing with complications of this now. Loved ones that are dealing with complications of this now. I have a relative that I made a power water specifically for her to get that out of her system, and in 3 days she noticed that her skin changed colors because she was clean. So this entity, just like parasites, its only objective is to dominate an area that's infected. And so this same energy that these parasites are producing, they produce based upon the residue that you have left in your body. They eat from the residue and they regurgitate it and they create more residue. So now what was left in your body that is no longer useful for your body to use, they're eating from it and they're creating an even more dangerous substance in your body by way of defecation and urination, because parasites defecate and urinate as well. And so what you've had in your body previously, they now eat, absorb it, and then they send it back out to you in their own defecated form. And now you got this stuff in your body twice as dangerous. And now you have to not only clean your system out, You got to clean out everything, because now the residue, just like a baby who urinates and defecates on him or herself, they got this stuff on their skin and that's tearing the skin up, right? They call it diaper rash. This is what's going on in your body. It's like having a whole bunch of puppies that you didn't potty train, and now they're defecating and urinating all on your beautiful temple, your body, and now you're being affected by it. How does it affect you? It affects your blood. You notice how when people do a full cleansing of their body, their skin gets lighter? That's because the blood is now purified. It's not poisoned anymore. That's why when people do a complete detox, their skin looks fresher and a lot more livelier, because the blood is activated now, because it's re-cleaning yourself. How do you detox? Stay with me, Gary. Thank you for asking that question. I think, yeah, stay with me, Gary. I'm going to get to that. Don't leave. So now I'm about to get into that. So now what you do is you got to realize that this, just like nature, it has its proper time. Hold on. Thank you, Spirit. It has its proper time to do everything. Parasites activate every new moon. Just like the best time to plant something is at a new moon. They are in tune to your natural body rhythm. The same way that Earth is on its own natural rhythm. That's why they always tell about people acting crazy in the full moon. That's because those parasites are making you crazy during the full moon, and they mess with your nervous system. So this is why, if you've ever worked in a hospital, if you've ever worked in a police department, they always tell you the full moon people be acting up, because they are so ingested with these feces delivering entities, parasites, in the body. And they have to literally find a way to control you to get what they want. And how do they do that? The human body is consisted of water. Water is a great conductor. Conductor of what? Electrical energy or impulses that are in the body. What part of your body is the stationary to receive messages? The spinal column. The spinal column is your natural antenna. What is it connected to? The brain box right here, which is consistent of what? Nerve cells. What are the nerves? The nerves are the communicators of the electrical forces so that your body can function properly. If you've ever had electrical impulses put on your hand and you see your hand do this, that's because of electrical currents. So, Gary, you asked the question, how do you detox? Number one thing that you need to do before you do a detox is find out your blood type. That will help you 100%. Gary, do you know your blood type? Find out what your blood type is. Number two, once you find out your blood type, then you want to get a blood type chart and see all of the foods that are allowable for you to eat and the foods that are not allowable for you to eat, and set your time for 21 days, 3 weeks. Find an alkaline chart after you do that. The alkaline chart will break down exactly what you need to eat and what you don't need to eat. If you all don't mind, allow me to go to my laptop. Even though I'm on YouTube as well, I'm going to switch this camera around so you can see the chart that I give my clients so they can understand the process. So if you all don't mind, give me a thumbs up if you all want to see this chart. I'm going to break this down for you all. If you all want to see this chart, I'm going to give me a thumbs up, get your notes. I'm going to show you all how to do a proper 3-week detox in the best way possible so you can get the best benefits. Okay? So I do this with my clients when they do their consultations and get their regimen together and everything. So I'm going to give you all a sample of what you all, if you all purchase my book package, everything I'm explaining to you all, you are going to get that in the packet. So what I'm about to show you all, it will be in that packet. Okay. So let me go to the chart. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Yeah. All right. So I am going to my chart as we speak. I am going to go to the blood folder. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my chart. I'm an O. So I'm going to go to the O chart. Okay. I'm going to turn this around so you all can see the chart. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. We're going to flip this. We're flipping the camera. All right. Let me know if you all can see that. Okay. Pardon my predator face. I just finished drawing this. How'd I do? All right. Okay, so we're going to go to the blood type O diet. I'm going to blow this up a little bit so you all can see this. Okay. This is a simple chart that explains. I'm online too. So if you all on YouTube and you're looking at me, I'm trying to make sure that everybody sees everything. So give me a second here. Give me a second. All right. Okay, so as you all can see here, this is the blood type O diet chart. Let me know if you all can see that. If you all can see that clearly, give me a thumbs up. I want to make sure you all can see this, okay? So we're going to go to the meat category. All right. Now, on the chart, it tells you what's most beneficial for somebody. You can barely see it, Gary? Okay. I'm going to read it off. All right. So this is, you see the meat. Can you see it now? Okay. So we got the meat category, which says if you are a O, these are the most beneficial: beef, lamb, mutton, veal, and venison. Okay. All right. Now, what's allowed? Any meat except for those as not allowed. Pretty much that means that you can do the chicken and the turkey, but you have to be cautious about how much of this you're eating. Now, this is where black people are not going to like what I'm about to show you. You ready? Here we go. This is what's not allowed. This is most of the stuff that people who are of this hue are eating. You see all that? Bacon, ham, goose, pork, barracuda, catfish, smoked salmon. There's some other ones as well. All other dairy products and yogurt. Okay. This is the area where this is the allowed. This means it's okay, but not too much. Soy milk, goat cheese, mozzarella, butter, and feta. It's okay, but don't overdo it. Okay? So these are the things that on that chart, when you get the blood chart, it'll tell you right here what's good, what's okay, and what's not allowed. So once you get that, then you're going to start making your list of the things that you need. You can go on Google and get this, but I also have it for my clients, okay? The next chart that you're going to get, thanks to my YouTube family, the next chart that you're going to get after you get that chart of your blood type, you're going to get what is called an alkaline chart. Now, an alkaline chart is going to help you get the best foods that are in a alkaline chart number of 7.0 to a 10.0. So I'm going to go to the alkaline chart list and show you all exactly how this works. All right. So give it a second. It's blowing up right now. I'm going to blow it up and I'm going to go back and flip this phone. This is the benefits of a alkaline chart. All right. So as you all can see, this is a pH food chart. Got it? It also tells you about your alkaline water. It tells you 1 liter per 30 pounds daily. So for one person that's 30 pounds, 1 liter of water would help you with your body cleaning itself out. So if you are 60 pounds, how many liters you supposed to drink a day? If you are 90 pounds, how many liters? So that's how you know how much water you're supposed to be drinking. Now, here's the pH chart family. The 10.0 is the highest. Then you got the 9.0. Then you got the 8.0. Then you got the 7.0. After the 7.0, you got the 6.0, which becomes more acidic. So how do you know if the foods that you're eating is doing you a justice? You will know by when you go to the washroom how you feel. If you got a tiredness, if you have a achy throat, if you have small headaches, if you feel extremely tired, you're yarning after you eat, if you are hacking up mucus out of your throat, you're blowing your nose a whole lot, you got watery eyes, those are signs of acidic foods. So let's go to the 10.0 chart. Now, once you get your blood chart, you start looking at the foods that's allowable for your blood chart, and then you get the alkaline chart, and you look at all of the foods on your chart that is good for you. So these are some of the things that are good for your blood right here. Dandelion, seaweeds, raw onions, lemons, and limes. These are foods that are good for giving you clean blood and getting rid of metals in your body. Got it? And these are the highest. Okay, what about the gut? That's more so in the fruit department, Gary. More pineapples, grapes. You can also do prunes, grapefruits, cranberry, and papaya. Let me know if you got that. All right, so here's another group right here. This is the 9.0, 8.0, avocados, raw zucchini, green teas, red radishes. Those are good for the blood. Parsley and cilantro is good for getting out metals out of your body. Okay. Raw peas, eggplants, good for proteins. Beet greens, good for the blood. Garlic and chives, that is good to get out free radicals or metals out of the blood. Cayenne pepper, good for healing the blood. Okay. Now we got the 7.0, most tap water. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read this for you guys. Municipate adjust tap water to be 7, as it says, 7.3 by using chlorine to keep pH levels high enough to eliminate any bacterial growth, etc. You can get you some chlorophyll and put it in your water. Y'all got that? So these are little things that with time you begin to learn, but with practice, you'll be perfected at it. So this is a pH food chart. So you get that together, and the more you start doing that, the more you'll begin to notice your body's acting in a certain way where you want to get it alkaline. And most cancer patients, they suffer because they're not eating foods above 8.0. If you have cancer, you're supposed to be eating foods between these ranges because we got to get the oxygen back in the body. And in the regiment that made me famous, I'll talk about that. Okay? So, Gary, I hope you got that. I hope that you got that information. I hope that you understood what I was saying. And I am going to finish what I originally was talking about. So we're talking about the succubus parasitical energy. This energy is not only internal, but it's external as well. because you have people that are actually succubuses, and they live in such a hoardish atmosphere that the only way that they can continue existing is to bring you in by making you feel as if you're wrong for making me look as if the atmosphere that I live in isn't wholesome, when in actuality, it's horrific. So we want to talk about that in the upcoming videos. This is why I say learn how to cut people off so you can heal. There are a lot of people that are narcissistic that will make you feel bad because you're not showing them appreciation for the lifestyle that they live. And they actually think that is healthy. People will make you feel bad so that they can hide their guilt. People will actually live in filth and make you feel as if you are the one that's wrong for telling them about the filth that they live in. Do you know that filth is actually an addiction? An addiction. They're actually living in filth because it's an addiction, because that is their way of hiding from the truth that they don't want to realize or accept. So this actual way of living is a way for them to hide their trash in front of you. They will make you feel bad because you are trying to do better. And they will try their best to keep you in this zone so that they can continue feeding off of your energy. There are people that are actually brought to earth to eat off of your pure energy. This is why you have to protect your kids. That's another conversation for another day. But you have to protect your children from energies like this. And unfortunately, you have baby mamas and baby daddies that actually use their beautiful children as energy sources to pull people in so that they can continue eating off of this beautiful pure energy that had no reason to be absorbed the way that they're being absorbed. Children unfortunately get used by so-called adults to bring in people emotionally so that they can continue living. There are children that are not being brought up to the levels that they should be. In fact, these poor children are being used as tax write-offs so that people can continue absorbing from these children, and they leave them without anything to grow on. People who get sick use this same energy in a way of hoarding to make you feel bad because they're sick when they got themselves sick in the first place. And in some cases, even when you're trying to help them from being sick, they make you sick so that they can continue living and you're dying. Y'all getting this? So I say this just like detoxing, you got to cut people off so you can heal. You got to detox yourself from people that make you feel bad when in actuality, they're the ones that's actually having the problem. You're okay, but they'll make you feel as if you're not okay. These people will go into a room and people are talking about all of the good things that they're doing and this and that and this and that. And they mention somebody. Oh, I just love this person doing such, they're doing that. And they'll say one thing. Let me give you a primary example. They'll say something that's half truth, turn the words around to make it sound like it's something else, when in actuality, it wasn't that. But everybody then heard this one thing, and now the person that they're talking about hears about this a couple of years later, and then they find out that what was said about them wasn't true. But guess what? When they find out the source of who said that, they're already gone. The damage is already done. The damage is already done. They got the energy that they needed. Another prime example of a succubus. They will be inside of a restaurant Follow me if you all know where I'm going with this. There'll be 10 people that go get some food, and they're enjoying themselves and having a good time. And when the bill comes, everybody got the same amount of money they can spend, but this one person knew that they didn't have no money, but they still went anyway and didn't tell anybody that they didn't have any money. And guess what happens? Now everybody's whole entire night has been disappointing because this one person had the audacity to go out on the town knowing they didn't have a dime for this food. And they was the ones eating more than anybody else. And they sat here and knew that they didn't have any money. They knew that people were going to be ticked off, and they do it because they know they can get away with it. Because that energy of anger and people being ticked off and disappointed and extremely upset that this person did that. Not that they couldn't pay their person, because if they just said, look, I don't really have any money, they probably would have said, man, don't worry about it. We got you. But they waited until the bill came. They waited until all of the food was eaten up. That they ate, went and partied and hung out and just, everything cool. And just off of the anger that these people have for this person, they got their jolt of energy. Because that's what they wanted to do in the first place. You didn't know it. They knew that they were going to do it because they wanted to see the reaction that everybody was going to have. That's a succubus energy. Are y'all getting this? Are y'all getting what I'm saying here? They cannot exist in peace and tranquility because that means that they will die off. They have no importance when there is balance. They only live off of chaos and confusion. They know that they're wrong, but they have to make you feel a certain way about them to where they actually make you feel, well, maybe I was wrong. No, you wasn't. They just manipulated you. And if they can't do it with you, they'll find somebody else to do it. Then they'll find somebody else to do it. Until when it comes back to you, guess what? You find out they said what? And if anyone has common sense, they'll actually listen to this person and say, and you actually believe that crap? This is what succubus energy and succubus energy carriers do to people. This is why houses are no longer homes. This is why people's relationships get damaged. You have people who have very good relationships, but they may not have the best finances, but they have the ability to maintain themselves because they truly love themselves. And you will have a succubus energy that will find a reason to add enmity and iniquity and hedonistic thoughts in somebody who's in that relationship. And now this person's thinking that maybe the reason why this man ain't coming home at night is because he has somebody else that he's hanging out with. Maybe it's just the fact that he's doing overtime because he doesn't want you to overwork and worry. But this so-called friend is telling this girl, I don't know, he be out late all the time. He say he at work. Call him. I can't call him on the job, but they got to find a way to add enmity in the relationship. And they're not even in a relationship. In fact, they hanging out with her when she's supposed to be doing something. You in somebody else's business when you ain't even got no business of your own. Because this is how they eat. Their relationship isn't good, but they telling you about yours. And your relationship is actually in imbalancement. Girl, he work all the time and he don't make he ain't making enough money. Y'all can't do this. Y'all can't do this. And this girl done been on vacations and trips. Of course, she ain't paid for them. Girl, your man can't do that. Man, this man that bought this for me and bought this for me and took me out here and here and there. And you know what? The man that took that person out probably got two more just like her. But this girl is telling your wife, or this guy is telling your girl or your man or whatever, man, if they ain't doing this for you and this and that, or he only paying half the bills, that ain't no man. But y'all ain't had a problem. Y'all ain't had no situations. You got children. Your children are happy. You not starving. Your lights are on. The gas is on at the house. Y'all can go to and fro. But this person got to find a way to just creep in there and interrupt a happy house. Because that's how they eat off of your energy. The same way a parasite eats off of the residue that you have in your body. Are y'all hearing me right now? That's why relationships don't last, because everybody's in everybody's ears. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. And at the end, the relationship is over. Now she done got a kick it buddy. And she realizes after all that time, she really regrets that she sat up here and left. She regrets that she filed for divorce. She regrets that she thought about her actions emotionally and didn't think about it before she committed to them. And now you still single. You going to all these trips, but it would be so much fun if you had somebody that you actually love. Somebody that didn't cheat on you. Somebody that didn't put their hands on you. Though they may not have all of the things that say your friends may have. But you know what your friends don't have? They don't have a person that actually loves them genuinely. Genuinely. They don't have a person that they go home to at night that is looking forward to being with them for them. You understand? You got so many people out here that got the cars, the clothes, they look good, they on social media living their best life, but deep down inside they miserable. And their bodies are shutting down because they're miserable, because they forgot the one important thing. They forgot that everything vibrates off of an energy of love. And sometimes love can be brutal. It's just as well as it being pleasant. And people forgot about that. And because of that, your boy here almost died because of it. Because I forgot to love me first. And I forgot that God is love and love is God. And I forgot to go to God first before I made a decision. Because if you truly believe in the highest force and the highest source and the higher power, most of the problems that you're dealing with will not be a problem at all. You'll be able to deal with it in its most simplistic form because God deals with things in simplicity. God deals with things in simplicity. But when you got to sit back and get out of your own way, get away from these people that are eating from your energy and they're not giving you any real knowledge of self that could bless you, and you'll end up sitting here stuck for 8 years trying to get yourself together because you didn't realize that the people that was around you are childish and petty and immature and downright evil because they don't want to get off their lazy butts and become a better version of themselves. Instead, they suck your energy dry, telling you you're the problem, when in actuality, they're the problem. They're parasitic. Their children suffer because of it. Because if their children do better than them, they die. Do you understand where I'm going with this? This is why I wanted to create a society of people. Thank you for following me, Patricia. Thank you. This is why I wanted to create a society, because we all need therapy. We all need therapy. We all need to sit down and say, Spirit, I just want to get right. And we're not right with ourselves because we're not doing what we're supposed to. Hold on, y'all. We're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. Your body is trying to do what it's supposed to do, but you're not allowing it because you're going against what your body was made for. You all are looking for love in places where love does not exist. You're looking for temporary satisfaction to where it's not there. Do you know you can get the most peace by being by yourself? And we're doing everything other than creating an abode of peace for ourselves, and that's where we're suffering. We're not at peace with ourselves. And now these parasites are eating off of your natural energy because you're not going inside yourself and dwelling in that temple. I'm not trying to be religious because I'm still going through it. I'm still going through it. The people that actually love you will not let you fall to the wayside. The people that don't have your best interests are the best makeup artists on the planet. They have to make things up for you to see the illusion. And you know it's not working for them because they start to age early. They get sick quickly. They don't even know how to clean their own house. I mean their temple, not the physical, not the outer house, the inner house. They don't know how to do it because the people that's around them exist off of the filth that they are swimming in. They don't recognize it. Show me 5 of your friends, I'm going to show you where your future is. Parasites will make you want filth because without it, it doesn't exist. Remove yourself from social media. Remove yourself from environments that no longer mean you any good. And the peace that you are asking for will come. I had to do something that I didn't want to do, but I had no choice. I had to let go. I had to let go of the thought that maybe some of the people that I love will actually heed the message that I'm trying to give them. But they didn't want to listen because for them to listen means that you have to realize that you're going to have to let a certain pattern go. And the people that were allowing the pattern to continue were the exact ones that are coming around saying, oh, this is wrong, this is bad, this is happening, this, because now you have to deal with the filth that you let get bigger and get bigger and get bigger. Indeed, what's going on? And you did not take the time to clean it up because you were the problem. And I had to remove myself from it. I had to walk away from it. I had to just accept the fact that I realize where the problem is and why things will never change. 6 years, I had to deal with it. 6 years, I had to deal with the fact that the surroundings that I was in don't want to change. They like living in filth. They like living in depressive environments. They like seeing things that are no good for you, them, or the people that they're around. But they actually allow it because that is the way that they can control the narrative. And the people that was in it, they can't see it because they're trying to get them into that zone where they're at. So now you got miserable, nasty people around you like parasites. And that's what they are. I'm sorry. And that's all that they're breeding, parasites. So now they can't see the environment that they're in is nasty. And as soon as they start realizing something ain't right here, that main figure has to come in and bring them in by saying, oh, well, I don't know why you listening to that person. They ain't really got their life in order either. It's because of them that we're in this situation. No, it ain't. It's because of you. It's because of you. But the minute that they see that, they gotta find a way to drag them in. No, that's not true. No, 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 no. And I've seen it firsthand. You gotta cut them off. I love you, but I love me even more. And if you think that I'm going to sit up here and put myself in this situation and live in this nonsense, you a fool. You a fool. So I really appreciate you guys watching. I'm done. I'm about to get on. I got some work I got to do. I'll be back on either tomorrow or Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Do a quick live. I promise you all this from this point on. As I'm making these recordings, I will give everybody a 24-hour notice when I will go on. But also, remember, if you catch the video live here, it is being recorded on the YouTube page. So you can catch this video on YouTube. Go to the YouTube channel called We Ride for a Cure. We Ride for a Cure on YouTube. Make sure that you all remember to subscribe to the channel. But don't forget, March 1st, 2025, my book will be in backup drive form, $20 plus shipping and handling with the regiment, the 5 videos, the live videos explaining the regiment and how it works. You can also get the second package, which is the packet with the ammo pack and power water. And then the third packet is the US drive, the ammo pack, power water, and the 1-hour consultation at all 3 different prices. They will be available in March. I'm not asking for any pre-orders. I'm just asking for requests. So when it is ready, send me a message here. I will send you a private message so that you can contact me personally for whatever package you want. And I'll make sure that I get you all the information that you need. Okay? All right. I'm off this line. I appreciate you all watching me. Thank you for over 6,000 likes. Everything. I appreciate it. Thank you all so much. I hope you guys learned something in this video. And don't forget, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, We Ride for a Cure. And I'll catch you all next time. I command you to be great. I command you to be prosperous. I command you to be greater today than you were yesterday. Stay warm, y'all. It's supposed to get real cold the next couple of days. Stay warm. All right, peace.